Hello and welcome to Garage Night. I'm Randy and we're here with my F-150, terribly dirty. That's not what we're here to show you. We're here to show you this CVT Rooftop 10. So we're going to get started by opening it up, show you all the features and quirks. So, we've got it all deployed, we've got our spring rods out to open these up, which helps the light pass through. The inside does have its own cover that zips up to block out sunlight and wind and everything. Right now I've just got the mesh open, so I have good ventilation and good light in there. So, with the spring rods on that opens all three alternate sides, the back side actually has a full door, just like the front. So you could zip this open, and you could climb in on the other side if you needed to. So if you park somewhere that it's not great getting in and out, or for me, if I want to reach down into the bed, into my cooler, and grab something, it's right there, easy to do. Now with this truck, with bed sides, tailgate step, this whole process is extremely easy for me to do, because I can get around to everything. When we had it on our SUV, it's a little more work, so keep in mind what you're going to be doing with it, because these take a little while to set up. Let's take a look at the electronics package that comes with these. Again, this is a 2-year-old model, MSRP of $3,000. It's a mid-sized Shasta. It is a hybrid model. It was top of the line at the time. MSRP of $3K. I got it for $2. Keep an eye on factory defect models. So this is the LED light that comes with the electronics pack. Very bright. They give you everything you need. A touch capacitive button. And you can just run this straight down into your truck, or run it off of this that they give you. So you have USBs for all of your electronics. They even give you a way to hook on straight onto your battery if you don't have a good way of connecting it in. Of course, the best way is to have some type of external battery, like a Goal Zero, set up in the unit itself. That way you just have access to everything, and you don't have to run anything down through your sunroof or your back window. Keep all that sealed up properly. So next, let's go ahead and check out the inside. Okay, so here we're on the inside. I've got everything opened up. This mesh does open up, so you have complete access in or out. So having the ability to open or close these 3 different layers is, I think, key to me. You can put that up, zip it up, keep the mesh closed, and then close that outside that I have propped open. You can close that up, and it has little bits that go through and keep it closed. So if you're in a high wind or a cold environment, you can close all of this up pretty good. Got the rain fly on it. That'll keep you extra warm. So they do give you a lot of ventilation or a lot of protection depending on what you need for the trip. Up here, I've got this mostly opened up. Again, you can open up the mesh on this. Above this, I still have the rain fly on, but the rain fly does come with transparent sections here and here, so you can get the sunlight in, you can get a lot of light, and at night it is possible to open this up and kind of see the stars. Of course, it's like looking through the back window of a convertible car like a Miata. You've got that thick plastic to distort things. You can, if it's nice out, pop the rain fly off with a few buckles and take that off completely if you choose to do such. As far as actually being in here, I am 6 foot on the dot, and I can sleep either direction. You're supposed to sleep this way with your head towards, the door, or your feet towards the door, but I can actually sit lay sideways comfortably at night, which is how we all fit in. I mean, I fit my wife, our 2 kids, and our 4 dogs, totaling, you know, 200 pounds of dog or so. We can all fit up here comfortably, keep each other good and warm. So that's not been a problem. We've slept in this when it was 22 degrees, and that's when it started to get a little cold, but as long as you're fair weather, you'll have no problems. Okay, so that's basically beginning to end of the CVT rooftop tent. Lots of companies make these. This is known as a soft shell. There are you know, lots of good companies that make soft shells and hard shells. There's ups and downs to each. I opted for a soft shell first of all because the hard shells weren't really big in the market when I bought it, but with the soft shell you get this room because it folds out. With the hard shells, generally they're a pop-up design, which is really nice if you don't need this kind of space. You take off a couple of tabs, push straight up. Most of them are hydraulically assisted. I mean, you go from throwing it in park to having that thing up in 2 minutes, really. So in the time that the time lapse takes for this, you can actually pop up a hard shell. So if you don't need the space, they're also a little bit lighter. They're 130 to 150 pounds, whereas these are closer to the 200-pound mark on average. So you got to find a balance of what you're really going to do with it. For me, this is definitely the right answer. I'd recommend checking out CVT. Their new line is all built in the USA. They're really proud of it, and they seem to be even higher quality than this. So definitely check them out. Lots of other companies. As far as like overlanding and off-road use, this is, I think, a great balance between, you know, ground tent camping and you know, towing a trailer, because you can get a lot more places with this than you can with a trailer, and it's a lot cheaper. I mean, 2 to 3 grand you can get it, no problem. You know, the trailer's gonna be 7 to 10, and then you got something you gotta haul around, worry about it getting stuck. Downside is you got to mount these somewhere, especially on an SUV. You're going to raise your center of gravity quite a bit. You know, it's not super lightweight. I mean, 300 pounds is a lot to be adding when you include the rack and everything. So, you know, it's really use cases what it's going to come down to. Just don't cheap out on these, because cheap ones, yeah, you can get them for 700 bucks. I wouldn't trust them. They're made of much lesser weight canvas. They're going to be flimsy. They're not going to be well seamed. So, you know, that's the CVT. That's the beginning and end to it. So, if you like the video, you know all the stuff. I'm not going to say it out loud. Thanks for watching the channel, and keep tuned in for a little more of this content.